7 benefits of fasting. Number 1 is divine intervention. When we fast, we provoke divine intervention. Like Esther that said, if I perish, I perish. Esther 4 from verse 15 to 16. If I perish, I perish. In Esther 7 from verse 10. So they hanged a man on the gallows that he has prepared for Mordecai. Then the king wrath was subsided. So instead of the Jewish people to be killed, the person that wanted to kill the Jewish people was killed. So divine intervention comes when we are fasting. So when there's trouble in your life, there's battle in your family, you need divine intervention, go into fasting. 2, fasting averts impending disaster. When there's an impending disaster, even disaster that is from God, God can relent. You know the most wicked king in the Bible? 1 Kings 21:22 is Ahab, because he married the most wicked woman on the earth. I will make your house, this is God speaking against Ahab for what he has done. I will make your house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nabat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah, because of the provocation which you have provoked me to anger, and make Israel sin. And concerning Jezebel, the Lord also spoke, saying, dogs shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. The dog shall eat whoever belongs to Ahab and dies in the city, and the bird of the air shall eat whoever dies in his field. But there was no one like Ahab, who sold himself to wickedness in the sight of the Lord, because of Jezebel, his wife, stirred him up. And he behaved very abominably in following idols, according to all that the Amorite has done, whom the Lord has cast out before the children of Israel. So it was when Ahab heard those words, the most wicked human being, that he tore his clothes, put sackcloth on his body. That's how to humble yourself in those days. And fasted, and lay in sackcloth, and went about mourning. And the word of the Lord came to Elijah the church by saying, see how Ahab has humbled himself before me. Do you see that? Because he has humbled himself before me, I will not bring the calamity in his days. In the days of his son, I will bring the calamity on his house. So even the most wicked person on this earth, when they humble themselves in fasting and prayer, God can relent, change the disaster. In Jonah 3 from verse 1, when the king of Nineveh had the prophecy that Jonah proclaimed that in 40 days Nineveh shall be destroyed, the king ordered that everybody must go on a fast. He said even animals should fast. My dear brethren and sisters, if animal is fasting, what of you? Verse 7, he said, and he caused it to be proclaimed, published throughout Nineveh by the decree of the king and his nobles, saying, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock, taste anything. Do not let them eat or drink water. But let man beast be covered with sackcloth, and cry mightily to God. Yes, let everyone turn from his evil way, from the violence that is in his hand. Who can tell if God will turn and relent and turn away his fierce anger, so that we are not perished? Then God saw their works, that they turned from their evil ways, and God relented from the disaster that he had said he will bring upon them. And he did not do it. You can reverse the hand of God with fasting. Number 3, which is what we have read, it provoked divine mercy. Fasting provoke divine mercy. Fasting provoke divine mercy. Godly mercy. God will show you mercy. Jonah 4 from verse 1. But it displeased Jonah exceedingly, and he became angry. So he prayed to the Lord and said, Lord, was not this what I said when I was still in my country? Therefore I fled previously to Tarshish, for I know that you are a gracious and merciful God, slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness, one who relents from doing harm. God is merciful. Because they fasted, God showed them mercy. In verse 10, but the Lord said, you have pity on the plant for which you have not labored, nor made it grow, which came up at night and perished in the night. And should I not pity Nineveh, that great city in which are more than 120,000 persons, who cannot discern between their right hand and their left? We provoke divine pity, mercy in fasting. In Isaiah 59 from verse 1, he said, the hand of the Lord is not short that he cannot reach out to. His eyes are not blind, because the Lord's hand is not shortened that he cannot save, nor his ear heavy that he cannot hear. He said, but your iniquities have separated you from your God. That's what fasting does. It brings mercy. Fasting break all invisible barrier. All, not some. Prayer breaks some barriers, but fasting break all. No power, no bondage can escape fasting. Mark 9:28. This is Jesus' disciple trying to cast out a spirit. So when they could not, because Jesus returning from the mountain, Cast out the spirit. And when he had come into the house, his disciple asked him privately, why could we not cast it out? Why was this barrier not breaking? So he said to them, this kind can come out by nothing but prayer and fasting. Not just prayer alone. There are some kind that need fasting. So if you try plane and jets, they travel same way, airway. But if you want to be faster, use jets. That's how fasting is. God can ignore, or you can pray and miss. But fasting, you will get it right. You know what happened in fasting? Even if you are praying and miss, even if you are fasting and miss, what God does in fasting is, if he see you humble yourself there, he comes, even if you are not correct with your intent, he come and correct it there for you. Yes, many people go to the mountain with wrong intent. They say, God, why they are there? God just come down and say, no, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. Not what you are asking. God changes your intent in fasting. He corrects it. Instead of him to abandon you, waste your time, comes there and show you mercy and say, okay, no, this is not what you are. This is not what you want. This is what you are supposed to do. So in this altar of prayer, God will change intents. He will correct your intent. You see, in the fasting, God corrected David. He was praying the child should leave. God said, no, that's not what I want. I've prepared a better one for you. So that fasting and prayer was not in vain. Although the child died, God brought the best. Number 5 is that fasting break all the powers of addictions and habits. It breaks all addictions and habits. No matter how strong the habit is, consistent fasting. If 3 days is not enough, go for 21 days, 6 to 6. Are you hearing me? It doesn't matter what that thing is. Is it, let's say somebody saying, I like masturbation, I like sex, I like pornography. Is it, even when I did 3 days, it attacked me. When I did, no, you never fast. If 3 days is not enough, put yourself in another 21 days long fasting. If that is not enough, put yourself in another 40 days, 6 to 6. If you suffer the body, you will quit. I'm telling you, you've not given it enough. You've not put that body under subjection. That's what Paul said. I put my body under subjection. Some of the addiction you have does not need 3 days. 3 days is not enough. Is it somebody like Jesus? He knew the kind of, he liked bread. You know, if you read Jesus liked bread. Though. He said, I'm the bread of life. He said, he multiplied bread how many times? 2 times he multiplied loaves of bread. When he appeared to his disciples, he said, this is my body. He said, I'm the bread of life. He said, every time Jesus was addicted to bread. So the devil said, if you are the Son of God, turn this stone to bread. So Jesus needed 40 days to deal with bread habits. He said, I am the bread that came down from heaven. Your father ate the manna, but me, I'm the bread bread. He didn't call himself chicken. He didn't call himself pap. He didn't call himself burger. He didn't call himself rice. He said, I am the bread that came from heaven. So he needed 40 days to deal with that bread spirit. To deal with that. So, yes, the devil knows what you like. That's why when you are fasting, those are the food you perceive. So Jesus, how many days you should ask yourself, this is my own bread. I don't know your own bread. How many days does it need to subject it? Huh? You don't know. You don't know. You should, if 3 days is not enough, put yourself in 5 days, 6 to 6. If it's not enough, even if it's 1 year, go. Yes, some addiction will not leave you. Some habit will not leave. Some character will not leave you. Let me expose myself. When I gave my life to Christ, I hate fasting. And God, see, from childhood, if you are a pastor, you announce fasting, I don't like you. I'll be praying they should change you from that church we're going. I don't like fasting at all. So when I gave my life to Christ, I was putting myself, God said, you will be on 6 to 6 for more than a year. Every day. In the midst of that 6 to 6, if you finish by 6, your stomach is closed. So even if your food is there, you can't eat. So one day, after my 6 to 6, my food, I said, let me eat small, then go and sleep. Return back to eat it. My mother ate it. And it's rice. I don't want to eat pap. I don't like eating pap. Everybody eat pap in the evening. I said, Jesus. I woke up. I was furious. I was shouting at that. We're fighting. We're quarreling because of food. In fact, I kicked the door. I broke the door because of food. God said, yes, this is why I was telling you to fast. Something is in you that need to die. I didn't sleep at home that day because of rice. Rice. Oh God, save us from rice. God knows your appetite. You know your appetite also. If if Esau had sense, but he was wise enough, he would have known that he liked stew, porridge. That was his weakness. So he didn't attack it. So Jacob said, give me your birthright, I'll give you stew. He said, what is birthright? Yeah, there's hot stew. Oh God. You see, when you begin to walk with God, God will look for your own stew. That's the one you like so much. It can be addiction, it can be money, it can be whatever it is. In fasting, God will point it out for you. This reason. I died to food. You know, see, let me tell you. He said 6 to 6 is not enough. Because of that thing I did, 6 to 6 is not enough. So from 6 to 6, I went for 10 days, no food, no water. That's the first time in my life. I locked myself inside the house. No food. I'm not joking. Nowadays, if I'm fasting, I drink water. Because I don't want to die now. See, when I was fasting the first time, when I started new, I was too raw. I would have died. This one time I went to Babalola's mountain, everybody were eating. On the 6th day, I had not eaten, I had not drank, and they were forcing all of us to wake up in the midnight to pray. Everybody was jumping, I was dying. And I said to God, why are you forcing me to? I will never fast again in my life. He said, oh God, drink water. It's you that is suffering yourself. Drink water. So when I fasted, that fasted till 9 days, no food, no water, nothing at all. From that time, that's when he corrected me to be using water. So please use water. It helps you so that you no go die any death. Yes, you see, in Babalola's mountain, they will warn you not to fast more than 3 days dry fast. Because they don't want anybody to die there. When you fast without understanding, you die. You know, Prophet Jeremiah, that time he went for 21 days. Every time when he's announcing he went for 21, there's one man picture he will always bring out. He says, see this man, no. He went to fast 21 days, no food, no water. God no send him. He died. So he's advising you in case you are planning it. Many people have died carelessly in fasting. But you will not die. If you need to drink water to survive it, drink water. If you're on tablets or anything, drink juice or go on Daniel fast if your faith does not carry you. But if you are not sick, you are saying I need a fast. Come. Even if you are pregnant, go on a fruit fast. No excuse. If animal fast, both pregnant and no pregnant. What of you? Amen. So fasting also provoke divine direction, meaning knowing God's perfect will or choice for you. There's God's perfect will. There's God's perfect choice. Acts of the Apostle 13 from verse 2. He said, as they ministered to the Lord and fasted, the Holy Spirit said, God speak. You minister to God in fasting. He said, now separate to me Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I have called them. Then having fasted and prayed and laid hands on them, they sent them away. This is the greatest revival that have ever happened. Paul, immediately this day came. His life, that's what you see, this New Testament, this day produced it. This fasting unveiled purpose. You don't know your purpose, you don't know your call, you don't know God's plan for you, fast. He will speak to you. Early in the week, we were fasting in the house, and I called all of them. I said, come, what are your purpose? And one of them said, hey, on Saturday, I wanted to come and knock your door to ask you this thing you just said now. I said I shouldn't disturb you. Maybe you are praying for service. I said I will come and ask you on Monday. He said, but you said something in church that you went to meet the prophet to tell you, and the prophet didn't tell you. So you left, and God spoke to you. He said, so I decided not to disturb you. I said, shut up. You would have asked me the rest of the story. Finally, fasting is for enforcing the fulfillment of prophecies and promises. Fasting enforces fulfillment of prophecies and promises. Daniel 9 from verse 1. When there's a prophecy already on your head, you know, many people think the day they receive prophecy, it's time to relax, eat, drink, and be merry. No. Prophecy is a warfare. The day God spoke over Jesus, thou art my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased, Satan had it. Your life can be a secret. That's why prophecy is a secret. They can tell you, because it's a secret. So if you don't understand, Satan understands. Yes, when a prophet moving is talking about the invisible, is dealing with the invisible and the visible. Now it comes to you, tell you something. You are confused. You are looking at him. What was he saying? But the devil understands. You don't understand. 2 times that happened here. I was talking to a man. And later he came and said, all these things you just said now is my brother is happening to. On Saturday, it's still happening again. I was talking to a lady here. The sister was there. She said, everything you said is my sister. That's prophecy for you. He said he sent a word to Jacob. It alighted to Israel. So God can be talking to you about your mother, and the case is being presented to you. You say, no, all these things have never happened to me. No, you are not smart. The devil take that information. He knows what to do with it. The wise people, when the prophets speak, when the prophets speak, the wise listen. You write it. You pray about it. You pray about it. Jehoshaphat came in 2 Chronicles 20:20. He said, believe in the Lord your God. Believe in his prophets. Not his prophecy first. Believe in your prophet. He says, so shall you prosper. Because the prophets say beyond your mind. Believe him. If you don't believe him, you will miss the word. Because he told them in the midst of battle, he said they should start singing and dancing. Doesn't make sense. But because they believe in the prophets, that's why they believe in that word. Because that word is not something they should do. You are in the midst of battle, you are saying, what are you saying? It's of you to tell us to go and get more soldiers to fight. You are coming to tell us that we should dance and sing and praise. Like South Africa want to fight now, then I say all the worship team in City of Truth go and start singing and dancing in front of the armies of even Malawi. Even though the worship team, they will not go. That's the irony of prophets. So the first ministry, believe them first, not their word, not what they are going to tell. Do you believe in him? Because every prophecy can slip and pass. That's what I'm telling you. God can say on the 20th, there's a breakthrough that will come to you. Because you think it's a joke. Or sometimes you are sitting and waiting. Let me see the 20th, whether it's real. It will slip and pass. Because the Bible said when the sower went to sow, some seed fell by the wayside and the bird caught it. The Bible said that bird is the evil one. Prophecies can be stolen, can be hijacked. I've told you how I met one Ethiopian man. We went for a meeting and he said, in August 2022, he said 2023 is a year of surprise. I wrote it. And I gave him my own. I said, your wife will have a child. This one we marry. Everything I told him happened in his side. The child, the lady came with, got married. Me, I wrote my own. I took it personal. Surprise. 2023 surprise. I wore a good warfare with those prophecies. And 2023 is the biggest surprise in our life in this ministry. Many of you have received prophecy and you are sitting and waiting for it to manifest. It has been hijacked. It has passed. You don't pass. Daniel 9 from verse 1. In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, the lineage of the Medes, who was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the number of years specified by the word of the Lord through Jeremiah, the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in desolation. So there was timing, there was prophecy. Then I set my face towards the Lord to make requests by prayer, supplication, with fasting, sackcloth, and ashes. He received a prophecy and went into fasting about it. He didn't say, Jeremiah, I know Jeremiah is an accurate prophet. He's a prophet of God, so let me wait. All of them in captivity don't know what to do. They were waiting for fulfillment. Meanwhile, the 70 years will pass. God will not help. God told Abraham, your descendants will be in captivity for 400 years. They stayed 430 years until Moses was raised. 430. 30 years extension. Because nobody was warring a good warfare about it. In verse 17, Daniel said, now therefore, O God, hear the prayer of your servant, all his supplication for the Lord's sake. Cause your face to shine on the sanctuary which is desolate. O my God, incline your ear and open your eyes and see our desolation and the city which is called by your name. For we do not present our supplication because of our righteous deed, but because of your great mercies. O Lord, hear. O Lord, forgive. O Lord, listen and act. Do not delay. For your own sake, my God, for your city and your people that are called by your name. Now, while I was speaking, praying, confessing my sin and the sin of my people Israel, and presenting my supplication before the Lord my God for the holy mountain of my God. Yes, while I was speaking in prayer, the man Gabriel, whom I have seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, quickly, that's what he's saying, reached me about the time of the evening offering. And he informed me and talked with me and said, oh Daniel, I have come now for to give you skill to understand. Fasting brings understanding to any foggy confusion in your life, any foggy issues. Clearance, clarity. Fasting brings clarity. That's number 7, isn't it? So that is the value of fasting. In 2 Corinthians 6 from verse 4 to 5, Paul was talking about himself. He said, but in all things we commend ourselves as ministers of God in much patience, in tribulation, in need, in distress, in strifes, in imprisonment, in tumult, in labor, in sleeplessness, in fastings. In fastings. He was a man of fasting. 2 Corinthians 11:23 also. Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. And more, in labor, in abundance, in strife, above measure, in prison, more frequently, in death, often. 27. He said, in weariness and toil, in sleeplessness often, in hunger and thirst, in fasting often. There's difference between hunger and thirst and fasting. Hunger and thirst is when you're fasting because no food. You don't have choice. What do I say? You open your fridge, no food, open. I can't, no money. You say, okay, we are fasting.